As you just saw moments ago, Minnesota and the Twin Cities sued the Trump administration over its federal crackdown across our state.
It comes less than a week after an ICE agent shot and killed a woman in Minneapolis, and after Homeland Security sent thousands of agents to Minnesota. Esme Murphy is following these breaking developments, and she joins us now from Minneapolis City Hall. Esme?
I can tell you, Amelia, that there has been a press conference. Right now, it's actually still going on with Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison, the mayors of Minneapolis and St. Paul, both announcing that they are joining in a lawsuit to try and get ICE kicked out of Minnesota. They say ICE's actions here are unlawful and they are also unconstitutional. Let's listen to what the Attorney General had to say.
We allege that the obvious targeting of Minnesota for our diversity, for our democracy, and our differences of opinion with the federal government is a violation of the Constitution and of federal law.
Now, one thing that the Attorney General said is that they are trying to file this lawsuit still today, and they are hoping to be in court tomorrow. What they are asking for is an immediate court injunction to stop ICE from operating in Minnesota. They're hoping for a hearing tomorrow morning. I don't think that has been scheduled yet. One interesting note, there has been legal involvement in terms of surges of troops in other states, including Illinois. In fact, the U.S. Supreme Court upheld Illinois' position to keep federal troops at bay and to not allow the federalization of National Guard troops by the federal government. That's a different issue than here. These are actually all federal troops. He's not trying to federalize the Minnesota National Guard. So we'll have to see if this works, but this could be in court as early as tomorrow morning with an emergency injunction being asked for by the state of Minnesota and the cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. Amelia?
All right. Esme, thank you. Now, this lawsuit follows news that hundreds of more federal agents are expected in the Twin Cities.
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem made the announcement on Fox News yesterday. Keep in mind, there are already more than 2,000 federal agents on the ground here. That's more than double the number of police officers in both Minneapolis and St. Paul.
It has been 5 days now since an ICE agent shot and killed 37-year-old Renee Good in South Minneapolis. Hundreds of people are paying their respects in the neighborhood where the shooting happened. Governor Tim Walz and First Lady Gwen visited the memorial site this morning, and here's a live look at the memorial this evening. It has transformed into a space for community members to grieve and to share their feelings.
Tensions are still high at the Whipple Federal Building at Fort Snelling, where ICE stages its operations. There have been contentious moments and clashes there over the weekend. People who witnessed the shooting of Renee Good by an ICE agent last week have sent in a substantial amount of videos and other information to state authorities since Friday.
That is when the Hennepin County Attorney's Office launched a portal to collect that data. The move came after state investigators say federal authorities were taking sole control of the investigation, which prohibits the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension from accessing scene evidence or other case materials. Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty says that she doesn't know if that could impact her office's ability to file charges.
It's too early to say whether all the videos that we have seen and the evidence that we are aware of is enough to make a decision. But what's really important to us is that we make every effort to try to find that out, because I think the community deserves answers about what happened here. And the community wants to know, and I would think the country wants to know, what evidence is out there. And what would your decision be, and why are you making it?
CBS cameras spotted BCA agents on the scene this morning. A spokesperson told us that's just part of their work with the Hennepin County Attorney's Office. The agency did not launch its own investigation.
Minneapolis's mayor and police chief say they are concerned that ICE's continued crackdown could result in further violence. Mayor Jacob Fry and Chief Brian O'Hara are challenging claims made by federal immigration enforcement agencies in the wake of the shooting. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem described Good's interaction with ICE agents as an act of domestic terrorism, a narrative which Fry disagrees with. Noem also said that Fry is escalating the tensions after he used the F word when asking ICE agents to leave Minnesota.
If you look at what's inflammatory, on the one hand, I dropped an F-bomb. They killed somebody. Weighing those two, which one is more inflammatory? I'm going with the killing somebody. And by the way, the chief and I, for over a month, without dropping F-bombs, have been warning about this exact kind of thing happening.
We're not supposed to be, acting like it's okay for cops to unnecessarily be placing themselves in the pathway of a car without trying to have an avenue of escape to get out of the way. We've known for many years that shooting into a car, aside from the danger it poses to the people inside, it can also wind up causing an uncontrolled automobile that can then kill other law enforcement or people from the community that are there.
Chief O'Hara also criticized the ICE agent for holding his cell phone and firearm at the same time. He called it a very questionable and unsafe tactic. The commander of Border Patrol overseeing those agents had this to say.
The chief says that he doesn't approve of that, but yet whenever we don't have a video, some of these same individuals say, well, gosh, there's not a video of it, must not have happened. So let's don't put these agents, these police officers, in a catch-22. I'm glad that they had a video. They're doing the very best they can. Armchair quarterbacking a police officer on the street in a deadly situation like that, that's not something I'm going to do.
And you can watch Esme Murphy's entire interview with Commander Greg Bavino right now on our YouTube page. We've got more to come on the ICE shooting and federal crackdown.